conquer and we're going to take some. Is that understood? Yes, sir. That's what we're going to do, sweetheart. We are going to go and get some. All right, people, on the ready line. Are you me? Yeah! Are you me? Yeah! What are you?
The September issue of EP Magazine focuses on the elderly. Read the current issue and past archived issues for free at www.epmagazine.com.
Monotony. It comes in all shapes and sizes. Dull, tedious, just plain boring. But what is this? A contender, perhaps? Something unboring by the looks of it. Jabs right at dull, an uppercut to tedium, something that keeps you on your toes, keeps your head on a swivel, a knockout punch to your old, boring workouts. Welcome to Fight Camp.
Oscar Mike Radio is a proud podcast partner of Reach Across America Radio, heard every Thursday at 11 a.m. and Sunday at 8 a.m. Eastern. They're also big supporters of the nonprofit I Got Your Six, 2 Lives at Once. And with every wreath you sponsor through Oscar Mike Radio, $5 goes back to this great organization dedicated to making a difference in the lives of veterans, law enforcement, firefighters, and first responders battling PTSD. 2 Lives at Once pairs these brave men and women together with dogs rescued from kill shelters. In this way, 2 lives are saved at the same time by saving each other. Donate now. Go to reachacrossamerica.org/Oscar Mike Radio to help. That's reachacrossamerica.org/Oscar Mike Radio.
Marines are made for this. Made for the calling only warriors can answer. Made from an unshakable belief in our nation and a strength that comes from the determination to win together. But you'll have to earn your place among us, because you don't join the Marines. You become one.
Hello and welcome again to Oscar Mike Radio. My name is Travis, Marine Corps veteran and your host. Oscar Mike Radio is co-produced with Sinister One Productions. What's your podcast doing? We're counting down to number 500 in year 10 of Oscar Mike Radio. I want to thank you for joining us. I want to thank my sponsor, Joyce Asek of Asek Real Estate, Echo 6 Creations, and my supporters, Case on Shaving Company, Exceptional Parent Magazine, and Fight Camp. I'm pleased to have my next 2 guests with me. Education and learning is a very important part of my life and my professional development. And for a lot of veterans, it's a way forward when they separate from service. I don't know about these gentlemen, but I've fired a missile for a living in the Marine Corps, and there wasn't a big market for that outside the Marine Corps. I want to welcome Larry Poltavtsev and Alexander Kobelev, who's a Marine Corps veteran, to Oscar Mike Radio to talk about their platform. Gentlemen, thank you for joining me this evening.
Thank you for having us.
How are you today? Hello.
Doing great. Interested in learning more about this amazing platform and what you're trying to offer for veterans. Before we get into all the good stuff, before we talk about how you and Alexander met, Larry, I want Alexander to kind of tell his Marine Corps story a little bit and what he did.
Well, yeah, how are you today? I'm very glad to be on your show. Thank you very much. I just want to say that I really appreciate it. A little about myself. I did serve in the Marine Corps back in 1994 until 98. I served in the Echo Company 26 as an assaultman. So basically, it's a dragon gunner, right? And a small gunner. So I was a small gunner. I was an assault. We did a Bosnia to Mu. We went also to South America, a couple of times. So went around a little bit. After Marine Corps, I went back to school and pursued the career of a computer programmer. I was kind of coming from the left field as far as I'm concerned at that point of time, because, when I was getting out of Marine Corps, it was where's me and where the computer programming, it's like two different realms, it's not even where it's realms, two different, not even together. But what's interesting is that I found a lot of things that actually drove me more and more into this profession because of Marine Corps, because of everything that, the way how we looked at life, the way how we looked at challenges, and the way how we solved those challenges, in the Corps. So I decided to work as a programmer, work for the several companies. At one point of time, I also saw an opportunity for myself to open my own business. And at that point of time, I opened my own company. I started hiring people. And right now, I'm not considering myself a large company. However, I have several people here in the United States, also outsourcing some of it to Europe. And we have several clients that we support around the world, which is extremely nice. And I'm very happy for it.
So in a way, Alexander, you kind of walk the talk. You know what it's like to come out having, one job and trying to retool for another job, get the train, get the experience, and build the professional resume to get other more meaningful work or make more money. So I'm curious then, Larry, how do you fit into all this?
Well, I met Alex when he was in the Marines, and it was a privilege to get to know him. Since then, we collaborated together, both personally and professionally. I was in computers already, and over time, we decided to open up a school. It's Learnix Tree Center, because there is a gap between college-style education and real-life expectations that every employer has when they're hiring people. And I do believe that we are filling this gap by helping people not only get the highly technical knowledge, but also hands-on training and soft skills development. And soft skills are number one obstacle, according to the Department of Labor, preventing people from getting jobs. So we are helping people to transition to the civilian life. And Alex's perspective on that is invaluable. I always utilize his expertise in that, because people need to know how to restyle, reshape their resumes, how to prepare for the interviews, how to do the communication effectively with their colleagues. And we developed special programs for that. For example, once our students finish the course, we provide them with an internship where we emulate real office environment, and they can get a real feel of what it takes to get a job and to do the project with your own hands. And Alex's company has been invaluable to us, because guess what? We've been utilizing his company as an internship background.
Well, so hear me out here. I'm familiar with like the O'Reilly's platform, right? Where you log on through a web portal and you do classes. Some of them are in-class labs, some of them you got to do outside. How's the Learnix platform compared to something like that?
Well, we are a little bit different. Obviously, we are a much smaller boutique operation. Every student for us is a person and we exercise personalized approach. This is especially important with veterans and ex-military. And we tailor the program and the curriculum to each individual as much as we can under the circumstances. And people have interaction with live instructors. It's not just a theoretical course where you are getting academic knowledge and that's it. No, if we are talking about cybersecurity, then the person logs into the portal, just like O'Reilly or Udemy or whatever provider is, and they can watch the material, watch the videos, or read the material. But then they come to a live session with a live instructor and they go over this material and they ask questions. And we have 83 live labs and capture the flags exercises, which they do with their own hands at their own pace. But if they see obstacles, then they have a chance to consult with the live instructor. Right.
Now, is the platform primarily cybersecurity, or does it encompass development work, other kinds of IT work, or do you have specific focuses?
Well, we at this time we focus on cybersecurity and as software testing, quality assurance, and Python programming. So we have. In terms of IT and in terms of foreign languages preparations, we have instructors who are preparing military students for the DLPT exam necessary to get for the government services. So,
okay, so gentlemen, let me take a chance here. I work in cybersecurity for my full-time job in DevSecOps. Do you have any classes that align to or propagate the OWASP security standards for your students?
Well, we work with, we're an authorized training center for EC Council. If you go to eccouncil.org, you will see the certifications that certification authority provides. They have been a training ground for the FBI since 2005. All their certifications are ANSI compliant, which means that they are accepted by the Department of Defense. So they offer a multitude of certifications, starting with the cybersecurity technician, which does not necessarily require an extensive prior background. And we are authorized to teach from that point up to ethical hackers or whatever you wish to achieve.
Yeah, it's just when you said you teach some Python development and some other software stuff, I get curious about how that works, because a lot of times developers don't like doing security work sometimes, and we have to teach them that. What is it about the Learnix? Because I'm playing around with the Learnix platform, I'm kind of poking around. I'm like, I did get the personalized aspect of this. If you've been in the military working in cybersecurity, or maybe you're, one of those people building your own PCs, building your own Docker containers, so on and so forth, you have a different track for that person than the person who just rolled off the boat, put his machine gun up in the armory and is trying to build a new career. Alex, was that a real focus for you to have that flexibility when this platform was started?
Well, I did not go through that platform. I went through, went to the because when I would come back from Marine Corps, the Learnix did not exist at that time.
Right.
It was, but however, I did participated in some of the classes, for help out Larry, especially in the beginning of that, where I would come in and I would teach the students, something about like databases and web services and whatnot, to explain, because all that is just part of a curriculum. However, going back to your question, I think what's important is within IT, just like you said, there is the things that we have to understand for the people who's coming in from a military. Not everybody can fit for the IT, just like not everybody can fit for the military. However, there is definitely a constant learning that have to be in place, with the person, self-learning to begin with. And that's what's great about the military guys. We adopt and overcome, one of our mottos and everything. So when a person is interested in going into IT, there is definitely a plethora of different niches and directions that person can actually take and be very proficient in it. Like just the conversation that we had just now, about cybersecurity. It's just one of them. There is, as there is a ton of things that you can do within IT. QA, for example, it's a very great profession to take as in the beginner, a person who just entered, that's just a foothold into the whole IT world, but the cybersecurity, absolutely interesting and phenomenal, profession to take. There is definitely a wide range of things that you can do as far as the cybersecurity concerned. Just like you said, just being a SOC team, you just do an analysis. That's awesome. That's great. And the thing is that you really do not need to have a system administrative background. You really do not need to have a programmer background, because initial technician that goes into a SOC team really have to understand have ability to analyze, and then paying attention to details.
Yes.
And that's one of the things that we do in the military. Just that person just needs to be taught correctly, needs to be actually get his interest going in that direction. And it's not that hard.
So when you all came up with the initial idea to build this platform, was it the two of you together at that time, or was it Larry, or was it you, Alex? Who started the genesis of building the Learnix infrastructure?
Well, it was Larry.
Larry.
When I let him talk about it.
Yeah, please do, because you dream this, and then you make it into a concept, you do the proofs, and you're like, I can do this. Take us through how that process worked, please.
Well, like I said, we saw that many people are struggling. They are smart, well-educated people. In case of ex-military and veterans, many people are already technically savvy, and they've received a solid technical training while serving for our country. However, they may not even realize how they can twist that training and how they can utilize this training in civilian life. And yes, they may need additional knowledge, additional training to supplement those existing skills. And just like Alex said, in addition to that, they have great skills in terms of discipline, attention to details, and common sense. So, and structure, that is very important, especially in cybersecurity. So we saw an opportunity to serve people and help people to get to the new career, to the new stage of their life, and be very successful, right? Because we saw that they have GI Bill money and they go to college, which is great. But even after college, they still need additional training and additional push to get to the job level that they deserve and desire. Because we are not dealing with very, very recent young college graduates who are like 22 or 24, whatever. But we are dealing with adults who have families and situations and everything. So they need to get real jobs that pay well, and they already have skills, but we need to reshape those skills and give them an opportunity to get even better.
So my next question is, you that's your framework. How did you decide what core courses should be part of your syllabus for a veteran? And I understand, so you have 85 labs for like the cyber course, but how did you pick those 85 labs or courses for those veterans to further their education?
Well, we are an authorized training center for the EC Council. The materials are naturally provided by the EC Council, and the labs are coming from them. What we bring is our instructors, right, and our expertise and soft skills preparation. We have separate separate instructors who are doing soft skills development, and we have technical instructors who are doing technical development for our people. If you go directly to EC Council or CompTIA Plus or whatever, you're going to get a portal, and you would be left pretty much alone.
You are. I get a portal, I get my book, and it's like, hey, we'll see you.
Right. No, we are going to walk you through. We're going to make sure that you succeed. We're going to do the homework with you. We're going to do labs with you. We're going to help you to create resume. We're going to help you prepare for the interview and to do the job searches, and we'll coach you how to present yourself in front of the civilian employer.
Alex, you've been through this process where you had to get out of the Marine Corps, transition, and figure this out with no platform like Learnix, or because I was getting out at the same time you did, just about, and it was a barren wasteland of nothing compared to now. How did that guide you or focus your intent when you collaborate with on this project?
Well, just like you said, I mean, I went through a lot of errors, in my job searches, and only by basically learning on my mistakes, and then once in a while somebody will point in the right direction, and then I will achieve something. Here, I really the reason why I'm participating as well is that because I wanted to let people coming out of military know everything that I went through, the pitfalls that I came around, and I can actually prepare them for that, tell them about it, and have them be a little bit more prepared for the future. Yeah.
So let's play a little simulated game here. I'm the veteran getting out, and what I did in the Marine Corps was fire a missile at targets 20 to 40 miles away. There is absolutely zero transition into the civilian world for that. And I'm trying to get a job. And I come across the Learnix platform. I'm like, you know what? I've got my security clearance. I understand perimeter defense. I think this is good for me. What should I do to go through your platform and start getting the training that I need?
Well, first of all, you come to our website and you fill out the form, and we will have one of our employment specialists contacting you, and we will direct you to obtain funding through the Call of Duty funding, and we are partnering with a number of nonprofits who are qualifying veterans. They have a very simple application process, one-page PDF application, and you submit that along with your DD-214, and then they are going to evaluate and qualify you. And once you are qualified, you come to our orientation session, where we are going to evaluate your background and give you a very simple questionnaire to evaluate which program might be the best fit for you at this point. And then we'll discuss that with you. And obviously, it's always your choice what you want to do and what you want to study, but we're going to share our thoughts about that and explain the reasoning. And once this is done, you are going to get access to the portal, and we are going to introduce you to your instructor, and you're going to have your first session, one-on-one session with the instructor, and you're going to go initially from you're going to review the first chapter of the material together, and the instructor is going to explain to you the learning process and the learning path, and the goals that you're going to set for yourself on a weekly basis, and then you're going to set up bi-weekly meetings with your instructor. It's a 3-hour meeting, so 6 hours total per week. So typically people meet with our instructors twice a week in the evening from 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. Eastern Time. And you're going to start learning module after module and doing the lab exercises. And in between those sessions, you're going to have one-on-one sessions with the resume coach, interview preparation coach, and HR specialist who is going to help you to navigate through multitude of online job applicant systems such as Indeed.com, Monster.com, you name them, right? I mean, it's very difficult to deal with those portals, and there are some tricks that you can use to make your resume even more visible. And of course, there are specialized portals that are for veterans, and there is a clear jobs portal from DICE also, where you can post your resume and start applying for those valuable jobs.
Maybe I should have asked this sooner, but it does raise a question of why focus on veterans only? Why not, open this up to more people? Where did the focus for veterans come from?
Well, we are open to everyone. I mean, we are a state certified school, so we cannot say that we are focused on a particular segment of the population. Our doors are open to everyone, obviously, and we work with a multitude of disadvantaged population in the country. So we work on Department of Labor Title I WOA grants in many states.
But there seemed to be a focus for veterans there. Like on your website, it's very clear that veterans are welcome here. I didn't know if that was intentful or if that was for a broader initiative. I was just curious.
Well, definitely we do have a dedicated section of the website for the veterans, and many schools do that. And we just thought it would be very useful. And I know Alex for many, many years, and we work together. And that's probably one of the factors why it's there.
Broad initiative, right? We really wanted to say that everybody's welcome, and especially from everything that I went through and my friends who got out of Marine Corps went through, and I saw a lot of them struggling at one point of time. We want to dedicate, that, put that on the table and let the people know that, veterans, there is definitely a future in IT that you can do. Regardless whether you were grunt or you were a tanker, you can do it.
Let me put this scenario in front of you, because I have a couple of veterans that approached me this way. They're like, hey, you know what? I got out of the military. I've been out for 5 years, 7 years, even 12 years, and I've tried doing this. I've tried doing that, and it didn't quite work out with me, but I keep hearing about this cyber stuff, and I want to give it a try. Do those types of veterans who just didn't transition right into cyber after the military, but maybe kind of bounced around a little bit, is your platform workable for them as well?
I do believe that our platform is for everyone.
Yeah.
Really, because we had people who are coming, they are toward the end of their working career and closer to the retirement, and yet we saw how they flourished and how they became very successful. So I don't think that there is any kind of an obstacle or the particular barrier. If the person is curious, attentive to details, and motivated, then I'm sure that they are going to be successful.
Can I just add something really fast on that note? It's beyond everything that what Larry just said, which is very important, it's also because I was like that as well at one point. And what's really helped me out on this, it's the people that you talk to, So basically what the program does is, just like Larry said, it brings you a one-on-one conversation with another person. And that is a reinstatement, the reinforcement of the interest of a person who's entering into the field, right? And that's probably one of the most important part.
What's it like then watching a veteran who may or may not be really sure they can do this come through your platform, come through your course, and then succeed after they've come through the Learnix, platform and learning center? What's that like, gentlemen?
I would say it's very gratifying, and it's a great privilege for us to be a part of their success.
Yes, absolutely. I mean, that's probably one of the best feelings you get. I mean, our life is full of different things, and if in one way we help somebody achieve even tiny goal or a small step in their life, that's definitely a very great thing to do,
I come in, I go through this, and I graduate and I get a job. Is there a way that I can, maybe I work in software development for a couple of years and I want to get more trained? Can I come back to the platform and either brush up my skills or take a different track?
Absolutely. And that happens all the time. And
Really?
we welcome those students. Well, like I said, we are a small business and we are very personable, and we keep in touch with our students, and we appreciate when they keep in touch with us. And it's really like a big family.
Well, it seems different because most of these places like Udemy and Coursera, you take the course and hey, you got your little piece of paper, great, see you, bye, and you never hear from them again. So it just seems like you all have put the person first on a very purposeful level.
Yes,
absolutely.
So I have to ask this. I'm sure you all have been asked this before. How is AI changing what you do? Because I'm having people come up to me using, cloud, using ChatGPT, using Gemini to do software development. Like they're turning in code they've used AI for. How do you get around that, or are you welcoming it? I'm just curious what you think about that.
I'll let Alex address that because he's, after all, is running a very successful software development company, doing a lot of in the area of logistics and travel industry. So,
well, here's my opinion. I think that any developer or any person with an IT who do not use ChatGPT is actually setting himself short. You need, because this is not a replacement for a developer, or it's not a replacement for any IT person. This is definitely a tool that will help you shape your professional skills a lot better and a lot more efficient than if, like back in old days, you just stick with a certain way of doing stuff and not even progress it anywhere. Here you get basically an access to such a great ability to, but again, this is a tool. It's not a replacement for any kind of a person. You still have to actually have a critical thinking. You still have to understand the objective of what are you doing, and let me tell you, any of the co-pilots or ChatGPT or any other stuff, they do make mistakes, and it takes a professional to see that and understand how to change it.
Now, Alex, are you letting your developers use Copilot with their GitHubs?
Well, we automate a lot of things as far as that concern, and it's just one of the things. It's a part of a CI/CD. It's a part of a DevOps. I mean, you have to. This is something that absolutely there and needs to be used.
Love it, love it. So we've talked about AI, but seriously, what's the future of cybersecurity going to be like in your mind? Because, I see where, it's really the professional who took the time to learn the manual skills, to your point, Alex, who took the training, Larry, to really grow their skills, is going to have a better career outcome than those who, simply just tried to, chat GTP their way through their career. What's the future like?
Well, I mean, my opinion again, you need to have a hands-on, especially with the cybersecurity. You need to have a hands-on on everyday basis with everything that is going on. Cybersecurity, one of these fields that do not stand in one place. It's moving even faster than basically any other directions within IT, due to the fact that our adversaries do not sit in one place. They progress and they create new stuff on everyday basis. You know it better than anybody else. The list of threats is getting fulfilled on an everyday basis, basically. So every day there is a new things coming out. Every day there is a new threat that gets recorded and then documented. And they get really creative, which means that we are sitting on the other side of the fence over here, and then protecting companies, protecting government. We need to be very vigilant and abreast with the time, and then we have to drive that spear.
What do you tell the veteran, especially, and sometimes us Marines, Alex, when they say, well, I don't know if I'm that smart to go through your program. I don't know if I have what it takes.
That's very very large misconception. Very large misconception, because as I said, I was a grunt. A grunt. I did dig holes for 4 years, basically. That's what I did. But I am running an IT company right now. So I mean, we all have enough skills and enough understanding of being structured, just like Larry said before. Structure. What military do for us. It structures the mind, structures the way of thinking, structures the way how we assess the situation and how we come to the point of solving the problems. And that's exactly what you need to do in IT. So the mindset is extremely same. You have hierarchy and you have a structural approaches. That's the basis. And then, the biggest thing, it's willing to learn something new. It's willing to open your mind and says, listen, you know what? This is interesting. I want to read this more. I want to try to create a container, and roll out a Docker and then something in it, a Raspberry Pi. Again, that's just going on a limb, but nevertheless, be interested in experimenting something in that nature.
Well, I started learning Docker, and then they switched to a paid model, Alex. This is what open source companies do, right?
Yeah.
Hey, we're going to give it to you for free for a couple of years, get you fully enmeshed in your processes, and then flip the license switch to where, oh yeah, you owe us money for that. And then we got to find something different like Podman or Scopio, do the same thing. It's a game now.
Correct. I mean, there's always a tug of war. Somebody is pulling to themselves. They try to make money, and then as soon as they do, there is a ton of other companies that come out and with something new, which is even better. Just like with Postman. Postman was a big player for a long time, and then all of a sudden they start charging for everything. 5 more companies came out doing the same thing. So yeah, just.
What's your favorite language to code in then?
I mainly work with C#.
Really?
Yeah.
Good old Microsoft, huh?
Good old Microsoft, right. I mean, I definitely have a few languages under my belt, but the main language that I use is the C#, and I really like it, especially with the latest development in the C#, that I really like the way how they're doing things, yeah.
So I like C# for the simple reason that, since you're not using open source libraries, your code is a lot more secure right out of the gate. There's a lot less threat vectors to affect it. So that's just my 2 cents. And I know a couple companies that went that route for that reason. It's very interesting. You have this platform. It's Learnix, L-E, I can spell Learnix, center.com, where you can go and apply for this. What's next for your platform, for your school, that you're going to try to do for students in the future, gentlemen?
Well, actually, I'm glad you asked. We are integrating AI very heavily into our processes. Well, right now we are incorporating AI components into every course. As a matter of fact, at the very first lesson, I always take my students through the AI exercises. I'm asking them if they have ChatGPT or some other model installed on their mobile device or computer. I take them through, well, let's go ahead and create a very simple test case, how to test a pen or a pencil, some using instructions to the ChatGPT, do the prompt engineering. I show them the basics on how to do the prompt engineering, what is the idea. And then the fun part comes when we go through shortcomings of AI and what they did wrong and why, and all the nuances and why humans are still needed and probably will be needed. So that is fun, but we are applying for National Science Foundation grant right now. I shouldn't talk in details about it, obviously. But yes, we do have some ideas on how to utilize AI to make the learning even more efficient for our students. So that's what we're doing right now.
You never stop learning, do you, gentlemen? You never really stop learning if you do it right.
Absolutely.
Excellent, excellent. So I'm a veteran, I get out, or I'm a veteran who I've been out for a little while. How do is it just as simple as going to the website and starting the process there to, get with somebody about the platform and how to further my education?
Well, pretty much, yes. We're trying to make it as simple as possible for every veteran who comes to us. And even when we receive lots of calls, I get on the phone along with our team and I call personally and follow up with every student and welcome them to the school and walk them through the process. So I do that as well.
Wow, Alice, what if we had more officers like that?
I know.
They're down there helping us fill the sandbags too sometimes. I don't know. Well, I'm going to have the links to your platform, the Oscar Mike Radio show post. I think that education is a great equalizer and a great leg up for veterans. And, respect anybody that has put the effort and time into making that available to people like myself. Alex, you're the Marine Corps success story. You go in as a infantry, 0311, come out, start your own company. Semper Fi. Semper Fi. Any closing thoughts, gentlemen? Anything else that I missed that you want to talk about the platform that I didn't get into?
No, I think we covered pretty much everything.
Awesome, awesome.
I just wanted to say,
Sure.
reinforce one thought that, don't get blinded by misconception. There is definitely no limit to what you can do and how you can utilize your skills. As long as you have that goal, as long as you believe in yourself, you'll be fine.
Adapt and overcome. That's kind of what we learned in boot camp.
Absolutely,
Alex. Absolutely. Well, again, look, a lot of you get out of the military and wonder what to do with your skills, wonder what to do with your time and where to spend your, GI Bill money. Give Learnix a call, give them a chance, and maybe change your life. Gentlemen, I want to thank you for coming on Oscar Mike Radio. And as we say on Oscar Mike Radio, mission in flight. We will see you next time.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Hoorah.
Thank you.
Hoorah, Semper Fi.
Semper Fi.
The biggest fear Gold Star families have that their child will be forgotten.
We need to never forget freedom wasn't free.
It's the fact that they give us the life we have now. We should remember them and give thanks to them.
If I can be a part of something today that's going to make the surviving family of any of these veterans, these heroes, feel better tomorrow, then it's worth it.
That one wreath symbolizes one family that was able to smile because of the generous donations.
To sponsor a wreath and honor a veteran, visit wreathsacrossamerica.org.
Thank you for listening and watching Oscar Mike Radio, where our active duty service members and veterans are in action and the mission is in flight. Oscar Mike Radio is an oversized load Co-Sinister One production. If you are a veteran or know a veteran who needs help, please dial 988 and press 1 for the Veterans Crisis Line.